does it feel to come back and make such an impact so quickly?
I think for me, it's just not taking it for granted. When I came back, this team was right in the thick of it, and at the end of the day, one of the reasons, the biggest reason why I came back here was because I wanted to win. So I'm just thankful for my teammates, coaches, everybody in the building just helped me, get prepared and be ready for the moment. So it was good. It was good. I'm excited.
It seemed like in the first half there'd be a lot of pass rush opportunities if you could stop the run. How did you guys in the second half kind of turn that around and create those?
I think
pass
it's
rushes?
mostly gets back to what you was talking about. Just stopping the run. We obviously, talented young quarterback, but very fresh. So we knew that maybe the playbook wasn't going to be as big, and this is a cold environment, a lot of wind. So we knew they were going to come out and try to run the ball with a good back. Tenner's a good back. So once we got that under control, we were able to really put some pressure on, and the offense helped out too.
And it used more five-man fronts second half.
Yeah, more five-man front, and really just trying to do anything to rattle the offensive line. A lot of twists, different things like that. That was the biggest thing.
Particularly after being a healthy scratch a couple weeks ago, you feel a little bit of vindication here with this?
I wouldn't say vindication, regardless of, I'm not owed anything from this team. You know what I mean? My first two games, I was just trying to get back in the swing of things. Was happy to go out there and help the team, but I'm just ready for the opportunity whenever it comes. So I'm just trying to stay prepared. Sure.
Miles Garrett gets a lot of attention going in this game because he leads the league in sack. You got 2 sacks, you got 1 today. Does it fire you up at all just knowing that there's a guy on the other side of the field that
Hey, regardless of, I learned that, you can pull motivation from anything, but I think the biggest thing, motivator for us and as a team is just, we got somewhere we're trying to get to at the end of the year. So we hear the noise. Obviously, the offense and Trent, they had a great task with Miles today, but at the end of the day, the D-line, we just focused on taking that next step and getting ready for play some playoff and in the December ball. For
What's
sure.
ultimately changed from the week you got here till now? It seems like you guys are playing cleaner, less mistakes.
I think it's, from my perspective, being new, this team didn't listen to any of the noise. You know what I mean? I think it's the biggest word is belief. Belief, regardless of who's in there. I think this team really just shows we have a lot of good players that can really, really play, regardless of who's in there, and they're confident in themselves. And the coaches give us that belief that, regardless of who's out there, if you win the 49ers jersey, you can go out there and have a chance to win the game. So it's good.
Clelin, you bounced around a little bit last
Yeah.
year, and it's kind of like, this guy's maybe at the end. But you have 4 sacks in 4 games. Your career high is 4.5 sacks in a season. Are you like peaking?
Peaking?
Yeah.
We shall see, right? I think for me, I think I'm just trying to, stick to my process. At the end of the day, if you focus on results, you always let yourself down. Just focus on the process. And I think, the process really paid off today. So I'm gonna try to tune it up some more next week, and I'll look up at the end of the year and give you a better response on if I'm peaking or not. Yeah.
Chris Kacerek had a few words with you in the locker room. What did he have to say for you?
Belief. He just told me, like you say, players here, we all came here through different things, and regardless of what it is, Chris just always tells us he believes in us. And that's all a player, sometimes just really needs to go out there and have the confidence just to really cut it loose. And I think for someone like myself, definitely being in a young group, he's just really re-emphasized, like, we got this. Like, let's take this game over, or let's really have our own will impact on this game. So, Coach Chris, it wasn't too much. It's just, you got this. That was the biggest thing.
Obviously, you haven't been around the whole season, but can you feel from the guys who have been playing this whole season how much they're looking forward to a bye that has taken, it seems like, forever?
Most definitely. I've never been a part of a bye this late that I can remember in the season. So I think the biggest thing was just these guys really emptied the tank this week. That was one of the first things that I really, really noticed. Like, guys, just the routine, the way guys were in early. And I'm like, when you get a bye week coming up, and regardless of what people say about the Browns, you can kind of get a little bit lax, but guys really, really emptied the tank this week with preparation and today. So it's just not taking it for granted, for sure.
Around the trade deadline, there was a lot of talk about this team adding a premier pass rusher, especially when you lose Nick Bosa early in the season. You and Keon came in here, with expectations for impact early. Was today proof of concept? He gets a sack, you get 2, and are able to contribute early in the stint together.
I don't think one game is proof of a concept. I just think today just proved that, everybody that's on that D-line, regardless of whether you're new or been here. We just committed to wins and losses and doing whatever that takes. If it's getting sacks, if it's stopping the run, if it's, fighting all game to get a sack and then maybe none, and then, you just got to make a play at the end, like Alfred Collins back against the Rams, you know what I'm saying? So it's just that commitment to winning, because regardless of wherever you playing at, if you winning, the play just looks 10 times better. So I think that mindset just leads us to all the other stuff.
Thanks.